So, guys, before we jump in, first, Elizabeth and I, we want to welcome you all here today. We're so excited that you could join us. But we've got a quick disclosure, something new that we're doing. Pretty much well understood information for all of you here today. But given the last year of lawsuits and everything, we've just got to read this with you really quickly. So, the topic of today's event or meeting will focus on advancing the interests of real estate professionals and consumers of real estate services, increasing competition, reducing risk for all parties involved in real estate transactions, sharing insights on business best practices, and the following discussion topics are always prohibited. So agreements to fix prices, limiting product or service offerings, allocating geographical territory or customers, and refusing to deal. So any discussion inconsistent with that policy will not be tolerated, right? We all know this. We understand this. Just some basic housekeeping to get that out of the way before we dive in.
Wonderful. So how many of you on this call today, raise your hand or throw up the little raise or throw it in chat, feel like you have an amazing presence on Google? Like when someone's Googling you, they're not finding any red flags. They're jumping right in. Let's see. We have any hands going up? Did you see any hands?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
see a
know.
bunch. Yeah, click that raise your hand button, guys.
Great. How many of you feel like, it's mid, as my daughter would say, it's mediocre, it's okay. I could use a little bit of a little Well, we just have a special gift for you just for joining us today. And we're going to get to that in just a second. But we just wanted to say we're so excited that you are here. And we are very excited to have you with us today. Sorry, my slide is moved just a little bit before we get going, who we are. So my name is Elizabeth Canaro. You'll see on the next slide real fast a little bit more about me. But I am the Director of Marketing and Engagement with NAR for our Get.REALTOR program, which focuses on websites and how to make those websites work for you. And one of the things I get to do that is so fun is product engagement, or really just member engagement, working with real estate professionals and realtors, with everyone in the industry, to help them have a better online presence. So we specialize in providing cutting edge websites, but educational opportunities to really come alongside you and help take your business to new heights. We've successfully are serving currently over 30,000 real estate professionals. And we're really excited as we've kind of dove into this business in the past 3 years to say, how can we help? How can we do more? And we just want to have a big focus on education, which is why we're here today. So let's do some quick introductions and then we'll get right into the meat of it, because that's what you're here for. All right, awesome. So as I said, my name is Elizabeth Canaro and I'm the Director of Marketing at NAR. I have been with NAR for, I think, a little over 5.5 years, with a little break in between. But this is a really fun role for me because I've grown up in the real estate industry. My dad is a broker owner of over 40 years. So I've really done every single thing in real estate except sell it. I think that's the thing I find most intimidating, but I'm really good at helping you market it. And I'm really good at coming alongside of you and giving you the tools to grow your own business. So welcome and thank you so much for joining us. Tom?
Awesome. Well, folks, my name's Tom Bauman. I work with RE Technology. So excited to have all of you here today. Excited to be here with you. I live in New York. I've been in the real estate industry for almost 5 years now. In my previous role, I actually coached thousands of agents and brokers every year on how to use websites, social media, lead gen tools, digital marketing to grow their business, generate leads, and really be the best agents that they could be. So excited to be here with you guys with RE Technology, and to be here today with Elizabeth, helping to bring you this great content. We've got a great class for you, and we are so excited to share it with you. So with that, Elizabeth, why don't you take them through some quick housekeeping items?
Yes. Wow. So first of all, we love participation. If you get to know Tom and I, we are probably some of the most fun and interactive people you will meet. And so to truly make the most of your hour, use that chat box for questions and comments. Do not be shy. We will stop periodically and check it out. We also have another awesome team member, Nina, who is in the chat, ready to answer questions and ready to be there and support you as well. But again, we'll stop and we'll take some pauses here and there. Feel free to take notes, to take pictures. We have some fun QR codes coming up. We know everyone loves a QR code, so we're going to cover a ton of great content. We don't want you to miss anything. We're going to have a number of interactive QR codes. So again, get that camera out. Be excited for today's class. We want you to take full advantage.
And then one other quick thing, guys. every one of you who joined here today, you're going to receive the recording of this presentation. So if you miss something, no stress. We don't send out the slide deck itself, but we will send you the recording so you can access everything that we discussed here, at a later time if you need to. And so with that, folks, we want to open this up first. So like we said, we've got some great kind of giveaways and some great offers for you on today's class. But the first one is that so often we run into agents, brokers who are just struggling when it comes to this kind of stuff, who are struggling with their online presence. And so for all of you who joined us here today, we're actually giving away free sort of digital audits where you could meet with one of our experts and they'll actually look at your website. They'll look at your Google business page, your domain names, your Facebook, LinkedIn, your social media, do sort of an SEO evaluation and provide you some great feedback. These are absolutely no cost. We get great feedback on them. Agents love it. Great way to have a professional take a quick look at your presence, provide you some great feedback on where and how to improve. So if you feel like you're struggling or you need some other help, feel free to scan that QR code and we can actually get you scheduled directly through there. You can book an appointment, a time that works for you. If at any point throughout today's class you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling confused, you can always type schedule me into that chat box and we can reach out and get you scheduled for one of those. Again, we want to make sure everyone is leaving here feeling educated, excited, and not overwhelmed, right? So if at any point you're struggling, feel free to take advantage of that. You can scan that QR code as well, and we'll get you set up for one of those.
Yeah, it's just really a way for us to give you a little bit more one-on-one personalized attention. Tom and I have done this presentation a little bit, and we do find people are like, what about me? Like, how does this work in my world? So this is something we added in just as a bonus. So thank you for taking an hour to be with us today. So truly great benefit to take advantage. We strongly encourage all of you to consider it.
Awesome. So guys, we want to start off today's class. I see someone raise their hand. Guys, if you are interested in that, Steve, you could just type in the chat box, schedule me, and Nina will reach out to get you scheduled for one of those digital audits. But anyway, folks, quick kind of overview of where we are right now, right? Because it was an interesting year. Shaping up perhaps to be an interesting year here as well, but you've got the commission changes, you've got high interest rates, the lock-in effect, there's a low inventory, the rise of big portals. AI, right, is changing everything that we do, advancing rapidly every single day. But we're here to tell you don't stress, right? I saw a great stat last week that actually shows that buyer commission has come back to where it used to be, which is so exciting, right? Agents are learning how to share their value proposition and negotiate and all this kind of good stuff. Commerce sales are going to weather the storm, right? But you've got to be intentional about how you run your business, how you manage your marketing, how you actively interact with your clients in order to continue to be successful. And so we're going to show you some great strategies on how to do that here today. Few quick stats to kind of set the tone here, folks. 96% of home buyers search for their dream home online, right? We know this. This is where people are looking for their homes. They're searching things like, how do I buy a house? How do I sell my home? You've got to be here. You've got to be taking advantage of this. Everyone starts their buying process on a search engine, right? And most of them, they only interview one agent, right? 75% of them only interview one agent. So it's so important that you are either the first agent they think of or the first agent that they find when they're starting that process. We're going to show you how to do that here today. But some other quick ones, 87% of buyers and sellers say that they would use their agent again or that they'd recommend them to others, right? 87%. Great study that NAR did. NAR actually followed up with them, but 7 years later, less than 13% of those people use the same agent. And they asked them, well, what happened? Right? And they forgot about them. The agent didn't keep in touch. And so we show here that 67% of an agent's business comes from repeat and referrals. That's their bread and butter. All of you would rather work a referral than some new lead. But most of you are only capitalizing on about 13% of that opportunity, right? Because you're not always doing a good job of staying in front of them. So today we're going to show you how to use your digital presence to generate top of funnel leads, keep your funnel full with new business, stay in front of your sphere of influence and your past business to continue to generate as much repeat and referral business as you possibly can. We're going to show you how to do all of that here today. So really excited to share it with you. We've got some great tactical strategies for you here today. Looks like Let's see. Looks like there's something in the chat box, Elizabeth. If you can maybe chat with Jason there.
Absolutely.
Looks like someone's having a hard time filling out that form. Folks, if you're having a hard time filling out the form, please type schedule me into the chat box and we'll actually reach out to you. Nina will reach out to you. She'll get your contact information. We'll get you scheduled for one of those. But we're going to keep moving here. We're going to dive in kind of quick overview of what we're going to cover. So today we're going to cover a number of different ways for you to generate new business, to generate leads, sort of different tools for online lead generation. Okay. Now, how many of you here today, quick show of hands, you can click that raise your hand button, if you have 3 or more different social profiles, meaning Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever it may be, website, if you have 3 or more, click that raise your hand button. I see a number of you going up. Awesome. A lot of you are putting those hands up. We see over 10. I love it. They keep coming. Awesome. Many of you have profiles set up. How many of you here today would say that you're posting there to those consistently? Let's see those hands. See those hands going down. All right, so we got to fix that, right? So we're going to talk about that here today. But the ones that we're going to cover with you are your social media, your website, Google business page. A lot of people don't always think about that, but it's so important. And we're going to cover those with you here today. It's so important that you have them all, that they are active, they're consistent, in order to generate leads and create top of mind marketing. Okay. Now, I know it might seem overwhelming and time consuming, but you're going to reach a different audience on each one of those platforms, right? The more people you reach, the better. Everyone is on social media. They're on search engines. They're on Google. Every single one of us uses this on a daily basis. You got to be here. Okay. Now, the other big benefit to being across all these different tools and different platforms is it's great for building SEO value, that search engine optimization. How do you show up in Google? So important. Again, the more places that your business is showing up online, the more value it's going to have to Google. Okay. Again, you got to keep them active. And so, the other thing that I would say is, what happens if I'm a consumer and you do have these sites set up, but I go to your page and the last time you posted anything was 3 years ago, right? What does that say about you? You've got to keep these up to date. You've got to keep them active. It is so important. And folks, we're going to say one other quick thing before we really dive in here, because today's class is about generating business, about generating leads. But online lead generation, folks, as we all know, is a high volume, long-term game, right? Some might be ready today, some might be 6 months, some a year. That is okay. It's about generating as many leads as you possibly can, working them down the funnel, staying in front of them until they're ready to convert. And when you treat them all like gold, you nurture them, you're going to see that highest return on investment. Okay. And so what's the best way to start all of this, to start to build your search engine value and start to generate those local leads? Well, that's going to be Google, right? The best place that you can start. And so a couple of quick things here, folks. So first, the way that we access information, right, nowadays is different. Everybody's going to Google or maybe ChatGPT, but primarily Google, especially when they're looking for something local. And so, you're asking your phone, you're asking Siri, Alexa, whatever it may be. And so, like we mentioned earlier, 96% of consumers are going to Google and they're searching for homes online, right? It's one of those highest search terms. And so let's talk briefly about search-based marketing, right? This is one of the highest intent forms of marketing, folks. Someone woke up, they got out of bed, they went to Google and they asked for something like real estate agent near me. It doesn't get any better than that, right? They're asking for the information. Do we see how valuable that is when we talk about lead gen? Versus maybe I'm scrolling on social media and I saw your ad. I didn't ask for that. It's an interruption, right? So Google is where you're going to generate those high intent leads, that are actually asking for that information right now. Okay, super valuable, right? And so we're going to show you how to show up here, because most agents really aren't conscious of what their Google presence is, right? And so it's a couple of things that Google looks at. So Elizabeth, why don't you tell them about that, unless you're still working on that chat
Absolutely.
box?
No, I think we're all set. I think we confirm those links are working, and Nina is now able to text people directly. So again, if you need any help about the free audit getting scheduled, just put schedule me in that chat and Nina will take care of you. Sorry
Yeah,
about that. I
and
don't
real
know.
quick too, Nina, maybe you can drop the link in the chat box
She
too.
did. She did.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
You got it.
Great. So Google looks at three main factors when ranking your business in search results. Okay. The first one is location. Do you have the locational keywords to show up in a search for New York real estate, for example? Like Tom just mentioned, real estate agents near me. How do you make it so that you have tagged those keywords that you're going to show up in those locational searches? And we're going to get into this. Relevance, number two, is your information consistent across multiple platforms? Even something as simple as your picture. Have one super strong picture that you love. Make that be the face of your brand. Don't have different randoms or different like group photos. That doesn't give that consistent edge, that image. So just think about the relevance. Do you have different addresses, different times of business, different things like that? Make sure you look strong on all platforms. It's the same information. That's such a simple thing you can do that makes a huge difference. Just think about for you, like if you're looking for the best pizza place in town, the things that pop to you or the things that you catch as a consumer. That's exactly what others are doing as well. And three, prominence. This comes down to the number of locations and reviews. I think the last time I heard it, like at least 25 reviews is where you're like your low baseline that you want. You want to really ensure that prominence. Okay, so now we're going to cover how to show up in these searches throughout the class. But once you do show up, what's going to make people click on your website? You don't want to spend all the time, all the effort to get showing up in the searches if no one's going to click on you. So the next slide we have is pretty explanatory, right? You got a few doors here. Which one do you want to open? Who do you want to trust with the biggest purchase or sale of your life? Or, I mean, at the time, you're probably getting bigger and bigger, but at that moment, this is the biggest thing on a consumer's plate. And so you want to make sure that each of these doors says about the business behind them. Does the door on the left inspire trust? For your buyers and sellers, it is probably the biggest financial transaction of their entire life. So you better believe they're going to do their homework. You can't afford to have that messy, rusty, antique door. The first thing I'm going to do if someone says to me, hey, you should really consider Becky for your home sale. I worked with her. She was fantastic. I'm going to Google Becky, right? I'm looking for red flags. If I get one red flag, I'm out. I'm going to just wait or find somebody else. So oftentimes we Google agents and their front doors are missing more than paint, people. So your brand is your identity and what inspires trust in your business. So we got to get this cleaned up. How do we do that?
Well, first way to do that, guys, so important, is to pick your domain name. Okay, so important. I want you to think about this. You're out networking, you meet someone, you hand them your business card, and they want to learn more about you. What is the first thing that they're going to do? They're going to go to your website to learn more about you. Make sure that your domain name inspires trust. Same for your email address, right? Sometimes you see people that have a Yahoo address or whatever it may be, right? It's sort of out of date, right? It should be current. It should represent your business. Now, there are literally thousands of options when it comes to different domains, things like that. Quick Google search will give you tons of options. We're going to show you a few later on in today's class. But how many of you here today, quick show of hands again, how many of you currently have your own domain name, right? That you own, that it's yours. I see a bunch of those hands going up. Great. I love it. That's wonderful. You absolutely should have your own domain name. If not, you do want to get one as soon as possible. Remember, folks, this is the name brand of your business. You're going to build top of mind marketing behind this, right? And so you're going to want to start doing that as soon as possible. So your website is the front door to your business. Your domain is sort of that paint on the front door, right? And so this is an asset that will follow you for the life of your business. And the sooner you get it, the sooner you can start building search engine value and top of mind marketing behind it, okay? Time is of the essence. Someone buys the domain name that matches your business, well, they can hold it hostage. We see this all the time, right? You want to get that, lock it in, and make sure that you own it, that it's portable, can go with you wherever you go. Can't see how many times I've seen this happen. So again, you want to get that locked down sooner than later. And so I know you're all wondering, well, what should a good domain name have, right? And so there's a couple of great things, must-haves that you've got to consider. And so the first one, obviously, is your name, right? But before we get into that, try to mimic what people are searching for every day, right? Great way to capture those organic, those local leads, local traffic with real estate specific keywords. This is essential. just like your name, right? So important when referrals, friends, family, clients are searching for you specifically, right? But then what are they going to click? So, quick example, I worked with an agent once. Her name was Island Graham. Okay, her domain name was Island Graham. Her brand was Island Graham. It was great. It showcased her personality. She worked on this island. She was the agent there. She was a grandmother. It was catchy, but she wasn't getting any clicks because when someone searched for local real estate agents, it said nothing about real estate, right? They had no idea what that was. And so they weren't clicking through. And so that's what we talk about. Think about the experience of the consumer who's searching in Google. What are they going to click on? Okay. And so it's also important to have those real estate keywords, like we said, but this should be portable. Okay. Agents don't think about this. A lot of times agents are using a domain name that comes from their brokerage, right? Yourname.brokerage.com at brokerage.com, let's say. That's great. It's somewhat professional, right? It shows that you're with a brokerage. But if you switch offices, that changes, right? It's not building your brand long term. And ultimately, you don't own it, right? You end up losing that. You got to start over with a whole new domain or no, yeah, new domain. So again, you want to make sure that that is portable, can go with you wherever you go, will follow you throughout your business. Okay. Let's say you do give out that domain with your name.broker and you leave that office. Anybody who has your business card, your leads, if they go to that website, they're going to your old brokerage. That lead's going to them, not to you, right? So you want to make sure that domain name that goes with you wherever you go, okay? And then we save the best for last, folks. Location, location, location. This is the best possible type of domain to establish yourself as the local expert, right? Start to capture local real estate search traffic and brand yourself as the authority in your city or town. And again, we've got a great example here of where someone was actually holding a domain name hostage, right? I even purposely picked Providence. I'm from Rhode Island, smaller city, right? It's not super crazy. And they're selling this for $50,000, right? Because whoever grabbed this and is offering it 50,000, they recognize how valuable that location is. It's worth $50,000, right? And they know that someone will pay that because of how valuable that is. Okay. Domain names hold a ton of value. Remember, guys, totally fine to have more than one. In fact, it's even better. You could have multiple domain names all pointing to one site. Again, they're great to point to different pages on your site. And so example, maybe your homepage is johnsmith.realtor, but you have a second domain, Providence Real Estate, that points to all those listings in Providence, just for example. Okay. So we're going to walk through some examples together on the next slide. And so, first, the top left, we have brokerage.com/John Smith. Okay. Well, what happens if John switches offices? What happens to that domain name? Right? It's gone. John's starting over again. Customers have got used to his old website. They have no way to find him. If I type in that old domain name, they're back on his broker's page, right? So do we see sort of the issue with that, right, guys? Do you see that? Hope that you do. The next one, johnsmith.com, that's better, right? Maybe it's okay. But does that tell me anything about what John does? Do I have any way to know he's an agent? No. If I'm searching for, New York real estate agents, probably not going to click on that one. Okay. johnsmith.realtor here in the bottom left, or johnsmith.realestate, great. Showcases John's name, his profession, has real estate keywords, and it's portable, can go with John wherever he goes, right? But what if you're not a realtor and you're looking to create the same opportunity? You can see here johnsmith.realestate, right? Awesome opportunity. Again, those location-based domains are super important. So we've got that for last in the bottom right. New York.realestate, for example. Again, so important. Location-based domains. We showed how that can sell for 50,000 just for a small town or more because they have an enormous value. But finally, now you're in the money, folks, with that location-based domain. It's going to show up strong in local searches, especially when we talk about capturing traffic from local searches. So important. Again, if I'm searching for New York real estate, that's probably the first thing that I'm going to click, right? Think about that, how effective that is. Okay. So do we see how these hold tremendous value, guys? If you do, give us some feedback in the chat. Let us know. Click the raise your hand button if you see how important this is. Oftentimes it's an overlooked piece of agents' digital marketing. And so we want to make sure that you recognize how important this is for your digital marketing. Okay. All right. Anything to add there, Elizabeth?
No, I think you nailed it. And then the key is like I heard the story once. I forget what we were doing, some meeting with a group, and he's like, my agent just paid 20 grand because she felt having her first name, last name.com was going to be the key to her success. Brand new real estate agent. She's just paid for her education. She's just joined her, local and state and national association level. She's so invested. She is tapped out. She needs this commission check. She needs to get her business going. But she was so hooked on the fact that she had to spend she had to have her first name, last name.com. And so she spent 20 grand. And I was just like, don't ever do that. There are so many domains out there. There are so many ways to market yourself. Get all of the things, use your keywords, but find affordable price points to do it. Don't be taken in. Don't let like someone hold you hostage. We've got some good other choices for you here by using a different top level domain like .realtor or .real estate, or just being creative and getting key things in before that. You can, really stand out in the marketplace.
Here's a good question in the Q&A, actually. I think we're going to Q&A next.
Yeah.
Someone asked if I'm licensed in 4 different states under my own brokerage, should I use the same domain name for all 4 states? So great question. You absolutely could if it says brokerage, whatever it may be in that state, or .real estate. But again, you could also have other domains that are your brokerage name, maybe the location, whatever it is, that drive to a homepage or listings for those specific locations. So yeah, great question. Looks like we did have one other comment. Someone said they thought they couldn't use the word real estate for ethics. I think what you're probably getting at is the .realtor trademark has some restrictions. Essentially, it has to be your name, .realtor. It can't be anything other than that. Is that correct, Elizabeth?
It can be. So .realtor is an exclusive domain only available to realtors. So you have to be a member of NAR in order to use a .realtor domain. We really want to give that exclusivity to those who are members because you can't use the word realtor. It's a trademarked word, right? It's like Kleenex. People take it for advantage of it, but as a realtor, you adhere to a higher code of ethics. You undergo so much more and you are so much more. So we want to let the world know exactly who you are and what you do. And that is the key point of that .realtor domain. In order to protect the brand, there are some naming rules that go around it. Your first or your last name has to come right before that dot, right? So I'd have to be Tom or Tom Bound realtor, sorry, but you can use keywords in front of it. You can use adjectives in front of it. So you could be deal closer Doug.realtor. So some people say to me, they're like, oh, my last name is really confusing to spell, or my first name's already taken. Get fun. 419 Elizabeth.realtor. Deal closer Doug. There's so many things you can do, so many keywords you can throw in there before that .realtor, but your just first or last name has to touch before that just for protection of the brand. .real estate, that's a great way. That's a great way to get anything you want. There are no naming rules. That's where you want to grab those geo categories, right? That's where you want to be the go-to agent that comes up first in those Google searches. You want to get those neighborhoods, those towns, those cities. That's what you're looking for there.
Yeah, great point. We do have one other question here. Does the name of our current brokerage have to be in all our advertising? So there are some rules around this, folks. You do need to list your brokerage in your website, for example. Different MLSs have different regulations about how they actually enforce that. So the best place to ask that question would be your local MLS, but it is not required to be in your domain. So good question, guys. We are going to keep this one moving. We are running a little over time, but we want to remind all of you again that if you are feeling, overwhelmed, confused, you've got some additional questions and you want to meet with an expert to really dive into this and take a look at how your, digital marketing is set up, your social pages, all that good stuff. Scan that QR code. Again, we'll get you registered there. No cost for any of you who joined us here today. Great offering from .realtor. For you guys that joined us here today on this webinar. So take advantage of it. With that, we're going to keep moving. And we're going to talk about what is step 2 to building that powerful online presence, right? So step 1 was picking out that powerful domain name, right? Step 2 is to build a Google business page. This is so, so important, right? When we talk about showing up strong in local Google searches, this is absolutely necessary. Just as much as that domain name. And so quick show of hands, how many of you here today have a Google business page? Go ahead and click that raise your hand button. See a bunch of you. If you don't have one, that you have homework for today. You have got to get that set up. It is so important. Every single one of you should have this. Guys, you are a business. What is the first thing that people do when they are searching for a new business? They Google it. I don't know about you, but Elizabeth, I know I Google 3 places before I go to lunch.
Oh, I'm real picky, but I didn't have a Google business page and I was like, I don't, this is hard. Like, what's holding people back from doing this? It took me under 5 minutes. It was so incredibly fast and easy. And I was like, why do we get intimidated by things we don't know and then we put them off? But then when we actually do them, we're like, oh my gosh, why did I wait so long? That's incredibly easy. So just if there's nothing else you do today, go make a Google business page. I think, it's just one of those things that don't be intimidated. It's so fast. It's so easy.
Yeah, and we've actually got the steps up here for you guys. So great slide, take a picture of, take a picture of this. Super easy. You go to Google, create your account. There's a link right there where you can go and set that up. Provide as much information as you can, folks. When a business's information, their phone number, their address, their hours of operation, their website, everything is correct. It's cohesive. It's consistent across the board. Consumers are much more likely to view that business as someone that they can trust, that they can depend on. It's so important when we're talking about the biggest financial transaction of their entire life. So you've got to have this set up. Another thing a lot of people don't know is that you need to verify your business profile. If you don't, anyone can go in and suggest edits. They can change that information. So again, verify that business profile, make sure that it is up to date, that you have control of it, that you own it, and that it represents your business in a way that is going to, shine a good positive light on your business, right? So important. So make sure you get that set up and then make sure that's connected to your powerful domain name, your powerful website, and that it's driving traffic there. These actually get a lot more traffic than traditional websites. It's a great way to drive traffic from there over to your website into your ecosystem. Okay, guys, so important. And with that, we're going to keep moving here. And step number 3 would be to build or update your website, that front door to your business. And so important. Again, how many of you here today, again, folks, quick show of hands, have a website? You have one right now. Click that raise your hand button. See a bunch of you. Awesome. See a few of you. There definitely could be some more. Again, if you don't have one, you need to have a website. But how many of you feel like you generate business from your website? It's active, it creates traffic. Anybody? I see those hands going down.
It was 10 of the 14 that raised their
Yeah.
hand. So, I
Well,
mean,
it's
hey.
down to 6 now. I think we got a little delay
Throwing
there.
them a bone, Tom.
So that's what we typically see, right? Is that agents have a website, but oftentimes they don't pay much attention to it because it kind of just sits there, right? And so that's not what you want. You want to generate business from your website. You want it to work for your business. It's an asset, okay? And so how do you create that opportunity, right? Well, there's a few things that you absolutely need to have in order to deliver value for your clients, right? And so again, this is the first place you send your friends, family, referrals, new leads to learn all about you, right? So you should have a powerful About Me section, showcase your experience, showcase testimonials. If you're new, you can talk about your passion for real estate, past experiences that kind of correlate to this new career. Customize it, right? You want it to be customized, showcasing your personality, your unique sort of role. It's going to resonate with your audience, right? Don't get trapped with a cookie cutter solution. Now, so important to have testimonials, reviews. So important. Be intentional about asking for reviews and getting them on your site, on your Google business page, on all of your different platforms. I'd encourage you to have your clients post them to your Google business page and then copy those over to your website and your other platforms. Okay. This
And
does
make sure
2
your
things.
website's connected to that Google business page because that ecosystem picture Tom showed before, it's all got to work together.
Yeah, absolutely. And feed each other, right? And so, by having them on all of those platforms, you're doing a few things. You're creating credibility, right, to your clients, so important potential clients. But you're also building your Google value because remember, Google looks at reviews and not just how many reviews you have, but also frequency. So if the last time you got a review was 5 years ago, you're no longer relevant, right? You've got to have consistent reviews. Be intentional about asking for those, getting them on your different platforms and showcasing them everywhere that you possibly can. Okay, so important. Now you've got to have tracking and analytics, right? You've got to see who's on your site, what they're looking at, what they're interested in. You've got to have lead capture opportunities. This could be a learn more button. We show a few here, get in touch, different lead capture opportunities for people at different stages of the pipeline, right? So important. It's got to be mobile responsive. Most people search on their cell phone. Should work on all those different tablets, you name it. ADA compliance is so important, right? So that everyone can access and use your site. You want to make sure that you have ADA compliance websites. Very litigious environment we're in, so make sure you get that set up. And then finally, I know we've stressed this a lot, but it's so important to be portable. Just like that domain name, your website should also be portable. That homepage for your business. If you're switching offices, we know most agents do every 3 to 5 years, I think it is, Elizabeth.
4 to 6 on average. The average
Four
realtor
to
is
six.
4 to 6.
Okay,
All
that was
those eggs
close.
in that basket. Oh,
But they're switching, there's downtime in between where they have no website. They're starting over with SEO, right? With building all of that infrastructure, that ecosystem. So it is so important to have something that is portable, goes with you wherever you go, and that you can be confident that any lead that comes through that site is going to you and only you, right? You rely solely on a broker site. Do you always know where those leads are going? Who has access to them? At the end of the day, no, right? You got to have something that's portable, can go with you wherever you go. And so important to have that portability. And we've covered the basics here, at least the basics that every one of you should have on your website to make sure you're never losing business when clients and leads show up on your website. But we want to do more than just cover the basics, right? How do you take this and start to maximize that website, that front door to your business, to start to generate business? Well, you need two more things. So, Elizabeth, do you want to talk about this one a little bit? I feel like I'm talking the whole time over here.
no, you're fine. I love when
Yeah.
Tom talks. Tom's so good at it. It's so fun. But yeah, absolutely. All right. So we are going to talk now about that's great. You have this website, how do you make it work for you? Another key thing is I know you guys don't have a ton of time to sit behind a computer. Nobody does, right? You need to find fast and easy ways to get in front of clients and potential clients, but doing it in a manner that is fast and easy for you, that doesn't annoy the potential client, that gives them the information that actually makes them say, oh God, that's a really good article, or that's really something I'm interested in. Oh yeah, how is Tom doing? I should reach out to him. I am thinking about maybe taking the first steps and buying or selling. So one of the things we're going to look at now is that, sorry, I lost my mouse, went crazy on me for a second there. Remember at a minimum that we need a powerful landing page, somewhere for leads and clients to learn about us, gain trust. But once our clients don't want to learn about us, they want to search for their dream home. They should be able to do that within your ecosystem as well. Because once you get people to that page and you've built your SEO, how much would it just really stink to have them then go see a listing, see someone else's name, and go with them, right? So a few benefits here. You can actually see what your client is doing. You can see it, if they're searching on a national portal, you have no idea what they're looking at. It's adding a middleman. They have to send properties they like to you. You've got to figure it out. It's better to know exactly what they're looking for, because maybe you already have a lead, or something off market coming soon. You can get in front of them and you can really win them over if you know what they're looking for. And if they're searching and they're making favorites, maybe that house is about to have a price adjustment. You can really add that extra layer of care for your client that's really going to build that trust and credibility that's going to make you their go-to agent for the rest of their lives, right? So you want to be integrated directly with your MLS, and that MLS is very up to date. Having local listing information reinforces your brand of being the local expert, and that's who you are, and the world should know that, right? So don't give them reason to stray away from you or to think that you don't know everything that's happening in your town when it comes to real estate. So to reiterate, you never want to send clients to other places. You want to keep them in your ecosystem. You want them to not get connected to other agents or get skewed away from you. So by implementing search on your website, you're going to keep those visitors there longer, and you're going to make sure those leads are coming back to you and only you. Okay. And then perfect. All right. So a big question I get asked all the time, well, why don't I just send them to the MLS search page? Well, it's certainly better than probably, other bigger names that I'm not going to mention, but that's not doing anything for your search engine. You always want to drive leads, drive clients, drive traffic back to your website. It's your brand is more important now than ever. Think about it. Years ago, if you had a yard sign in your yard, it was like the big broker, like that was the key name. Now you see a yard sign, you're seeing a huge picture of that agent because that agent is working on building their brand, right? So we want to make sure we're driving everything back to you. Most MLS integrations will also give you the option to send automatic listing updates. So that way you don't have to do any work. A new house comes on the market and it's something you think they might be interested in. They're just automatically going to get an email like, hey, new listing in your area. Now, I haven't bought or sold a home in 4 years. I still open every single one of those emails because I'm nosy. I want to know what's happening in my neighborhood. I want to know what's happening in my whole town. Am I missing out? Is there a good deal coming? My dream home? So I always love getting those automatic listing updates. Um, and it's going to match your client search criteria. Quick example here on the screen, you can see by providing additional value to your clients, driving even more traffic back to your website, to your personal website. Now, you might have an MLS search and still say, Elizabeth, I have all this, but I'm really not generating leads on my website. Let's talk about, and we're going to dive into what are the most effective ways we can increase our SEO, we can increase our leads, and we can do all this with taking our website and making it active. We talk about a static website and an active website. And again, don't worry. I know I saw some comments and they're like, this is a lot. I don't want to do it all. We have found, and we're going to show you super fast, quick, and easy ways that you can take that static website, make it active by clicking just a button. Okay. So we're going to show you that first. I am worried about time, so we are going to just do a super fast Q&A real fast. So if you have any certain questions, Aubrey, I did see your question. Sandy, stay tuned because we do have some really awesome exclusive offers to say, yeah, you don't want to do this, we'll just do it for you. So hang on in there. And where can I find designs of powerful? Monica, we got you too. I'll throw in a website link if you want to check it out. But over the past, 3 to 5 years at NAR, we've really said, how can we take the work out of websites? And we're doing that for you. And we now have over 45 beautiful custom templates for you to pick from that already have all this. So we're going to get to that, but we want to give you more education because today is about education, but hang on at the end. Absolutely, we're gonna. So again, if you have any other Q&A, Nina's happy to point you in the right direction or answer questions, but for the sake of time, I think we should keep going.
Yeah, we got to keep moving here, guys. We still got a lot of great information for you. So with that, we're going to go to step 4, right? So you've created your domain, you've got a powerful website, you've got MLS integration, but how do you actually turn that website into something that has value to Google? You do that by making it active, and content equals active. And so we'll show you how to do that. But first, you also have meta keywords, right? Super important. These are keywords that Google is looking at when people search specific search terms, okay? And they want to see relevance that your keywords match those meta terms, those meta keywords, okay? So you got to have these set up. They're set and adjusted in the back end of most websites, and they should match the most highly searched real estate searches in your area. Again, relevance is so important. And getting those reviews onto your website, so important. Again, goes back to that relevance, okay? But you've got to have continually fresh and valuable content to both your clients and also the search engines, right? Google wants to see that your content is constantly changing and updating, right? It's not just an old static website, right? And so important to create an active presence, and you do that through blogging. So a blog is just a place for you to go and create content, create written articles. You can, add pictures, different things like that. And, agents always kind of are like, this sounds like a lot of work. It does not have to be, not anymore, thanks to ChatGPT. We'll show you that in just a second, and AI and all that kind of great stuff. But anytime that you create content on your website, you force search engines to analyze it, index it, and actually move you up in the search results. So it is so important that you're doing this. It also provides a whole nother layer of value for your clients who are on your site. So great slide to take a picture of, folks. What kind of content is good content? We've got some examples here. Obviously, your listings, right? Adds tons of real estate specific keywords to your websites, brands you as a listing expert. Market reports, you can pull them from your MLS, from RPR, lifestyle content, local information. Hyper local is huge. It'll get you some of the best engagement out there, right? Your local businesses, local restaurants, what's happening, at the local farmers market, whatever it may be. People love that kind of stuff. real estate information, right? Tips for first-time home buyers, first-time home sellers, whatever it may be. If it educates, it entertains, or it excites, that is great content for your website, for your blog, and for your social media. And so let's talk about that next step is integrating that website with those social media platforms, right? That's where everyone is, your audience is there. That's how you get the most eyes onto your content and in turn back to your website, right? And so we'll show you how to do that. Each platform, we got a bunch on here. You should be on as many as you can. There's different audiences on every single one. But remember, like we've talked about today, you've got to be active. You've got to be consistent, okay? Like I said, you'll reach different audiences on each one. I'm going to move kind of quickly here. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you're going to reach millennials. You're going to reach Gen Z on Instagram. You'll reach baby boomers, LinkedIn. You've got your business professionals, anyone who works in the corporate field, other business owners. TikTok is kind of everybody at this point. YouTube's great for video content. But folks, you can use each one of these platforms as sort of a springboard to drive traffic back to your business, to your website, to build top of mind marketing. You want to post a minimum of 2 times per week. Okay, it's super important to be consistent. And I want you to think about these when we talk about your Google presence. If I Google an agent, they have no social media, or even worse, they have it, and the last time they posted was 3 years ago. What do I think? They're no longer in business. You've got to be active. You got to be consistent across these. Again, we know buyers and sellers, they do their homework. Okay. Now, so important to also take those, connect them to your website. We've got a little screenshot here where this agent's site has the links back out to all of their different platforms, right? Linking and backlinking between the two. You create that ecosystem, keep your consumers inside it. Okay. So what's a good social media content strategy? Okay. What should you be posting? All that same great content we talked about in your blogs that we just talked about, those listings, hyper local, lifestyle content, tips for buyers and sellers, all great for social media. Take it from your blog, share it to your social media, super easy. Now, this agent, they use AI. So we've got a quick example, create a social media post for this article. They took their blog link, ChatGPT spit out the entire post for them. They copy and pasted that into their blog. And then they shared it right from their website out to their social media. Think about how powerful that is, right? It's showing up in more places, more search engine value, creating top of mind marketing, consistency across social media so that when they think real estate, they think of you, right? You could probably think of that one agent that comes to top of mind, right? Everybody can, hopefully it's you. But you've got to create consistency in order to create that opportunity, right? To maximize that repeat and referral opportunity. So
Yeah.
important.
And a great tip for social media, what is your niche? Why do you love being a real estate professional? What calls out to you, right? There's a social influencer in California. He loves Spanish style homes. Brand new agent. Never had a listing in his life. Just got into it. Loves Spanish style homes. So he just went around and he started taking pictures of beautiful Spanish style homes or seeing listings. And he reached out to the agent that was selling that home and say, "Hey, do you mind if I post this?" And the girl like, "Of course not. You're going to get, me more views." Within a year, he had over 1 million in sales. Is known now in his region to know, like if it's a Spanish style home, he is your expert. He found the thing that he loved and he made it fun. And so find your niche. What made you get into this industry? Is it designing? Then take beautiful interior pictures and share them. But that is the best advice I can give you when you want to make it personal to your brand. What is your brand? Pitch your brand. However, we showed you those blog posts and I know what you're thinking. I don't have time. You should never have to spend more than 5 minutes making a blog post because we have the AI tools available. ChatGTP, great source. RPR, Market Trends Reports, it like tells you the buttons to click, copy the blog and throw it on. Find a couple pictures, use their pictures. It is so fast and easy. If you're going to take a picture of a slide, take a picture of this slide because this is giving you prompts to use. Because again, I think intimidation holds us back, right? Intimidation holds us back from, getting on social. A broker I absolutely love, Kama Burton. She's like, "Listen, Elizabeth, my agents keep liking my social media posts. I don't want them to like my social media posts. They need to have their own social media posts. Why are they not doing it?" Use resources like ChatGTP to inspire you, to build your confidence, to get you going, to get the ideas flowing, and use some of these prompts to start creating blogs and social and things like that. Make it work for you. So you don't have to pay a company to do it for you because you have free tools and resources available to you.
So important, guys. Again, to be creating content consistently and getting it out everywhere you possibly can. Now, something that's so important we want to talk about is how you actually post that content to social media can help or hurt your business, right? So oftentimes, agents are posting listings, they're posting content, but they're not seeing any real lead gen from social media, right? Oftentimes what they're doing is, putting something like, new listing, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 123 Main Street, DM or call me. That sound familiar to anybody here, right? Like the example on the screen. If I'm sitting here, I'm a consumer and I want to look at other listings, do I have any way to search the MLS there? No. Where's the first place I'm going? I'm going over to Zillow, the last place you want to send me, right? They're gone. What if I need more information? I need tax information. Can I get it there? No, right? And what if I'm interested? There's very limited lead capture, right? So it's so important that you're posting your listings as a lead gen listing post. And so what does that look like? Well, when you have that MLS integrated, draw it back here, MLS integrated search on your website, you're actually able to take the listing from your website, copy and paste that link over to your social media posts, where now if someone clicks on it, it takes them back to your website where they have lead capture, they have a full listing sheet, and they can search for other properties. Maybe it's not the right one for them. Do we see the difference there, right, folks, between just posting a blurb about your listing with some pretty pictures and actually using the link back to your website where you have lead capture into your ecosystem? Huge difference, minor tweak, but will generate much higher volumes of leads from your current listings, right? When you market your listings correctly, you should generate more business from them, okay? Huge point to take away from today's class, guys. Make sure that you have these 3 things whenever you're posting your listings via social media, okay? And so with that, folks, it's so important, like we said, so you start with, let's say, your website, right? And you've got all of these different platforms that are sort of orbiting your website, right? And so when you create content on the website, front door to your business, you send it out to those other platforms, all creating highways of traffic back to you, right? Into your database where you have lead capture. And so we're actually going to skip this Q&A. I know it's getting a little late. We want to keep you guys going here, but if you do have questions, please type them into the chat box. We will get those answered for you. But last step, so important. And then Elizabeth, I'll let you take it back and run them through the rest. But quick point here, guys. We've talked all day about generating leads, generating business. What happens when you get a lead? How should you manage that, right? Lead nurturing is key. Remember, we talked about some will be ready today, some 6 months, some a year. That's okay. You've got to have tools to manage that. And so speed to lead is critical. If I can't get a hold of you, I'm searching for properties, I'm asking for you to reach out and I don't hear from you, I'm on to the next agent, right? So you've got to have automation, tracking, analytics. You got to get notified whenever you get a new lead immediately. They should be able to receive listing updates that match their search criteria. And folks, the best CRM, that client relationship management system, is the one that you actually use. If you have one that you love, that works for you, great, use it. Some agents need more capabilities than others. And so it's always good to avoid Frankenstacks where everything is, you're limited to specific CRMs without many integrations. You want to be able to connect the CRM that you love and that you use to any of the tools that you also love and use that really make a difference in your business. You want to make sure that all of those systems are portable, meaning they can go with you wherever you go for the life of your business. Your leads are protected. The money is in the list. That's your business. And of course, always treat every lead like the gold that they are. And so you follow those tips, you're going to convert as many leads as you possibly can. And so again, great slide to take a picture of, guys. We're going to recap today's class here. If you want to start converting clicks to clients, you need to have a consistent brand image across as many platforms as possible. You've got to have a powerful domain name that captures real estate and local search traffic that brands you as an expert. You've got to have a custom, powerful lead generating website that's active, that allows you to create relatable content that drives traffic back to you. You got to have portable tools that go wherever you go. You got to be intentional about consistently growing your list, generating leads, and you got to treat every lead like gold. You do that, you're going to be tremendously successful. And guys, how many of you here today agree? You love the class. You agree with this right here on the screen. I see a bunch of those hands going up. I love it that, you do all this stuff. You're going to be tremendously successful. You'll be generating leads left and right. How many of you, you're going to leave here and you're going to start doing all this stuff? Raise those hands. Not quite as many. We love it. Well,
You want someone else to do all this for you at a super affordable price point that doesn't break the bank. I
right,
wanted to see we got higher.
we hope everybody learned something that they will take away from today's class. But if you're struggling, you're sitting here and you recognize that you're not going to leave here and do this, that you should be doing this, that you need to do this, but maybe you're not the one to do it. We want to invite you to stick around for a few more minutes. And Elizabeth's going to share with you exactly how they help agents, brokers all across the country do everything we talked about here today. So,
Great.
Elizabeth, you ready?
Yes, thank you, Tom. Okay, so one of the things we're really, really proud to say is so Get.Realtor is NAR's exclusive provider for websites ending in .realtor and .real estate. .real estate. We have products that are free. We have products you can get in the door. Everyone who is a realtor gets their .realtor domain free for a year. Comes with a great single landing page. Today we talked about our Premium Plus website, and if it is something that called to you, and again, we have so many different feels, looks, designs. Scan this code for a demo. We will call you. We will show you the options you have available to you. We will show you how to make them work, how fast, how easy it is. But one thing we're so proud to say is we have really worked with the best vendors to take the work out of it. You don't have to worry about website hosting, website building, MLS, who you're going to pick for your provider, all the things. We've taken the work out of websites. We've made it fast, easy, and affordable. And we're so proud that we've done that. So we've found everything. We've done it all for you. Scan this QR code right now and go ahead and sign up for a demo. We are really going to give RE Technology readers the most exclusive discount we have ever done. It is a month of our nicest Premium Plus website free for a month so that you can just try it, see if it works for you, see if you like it, start applying these practices. But also, we have what we call a do it for me service. That's a service where we're going to get your website optimized, customized, connected to social, connected to Google Business, your logo, your photos, make it all about you, those blog posts going, take you through it all. We're going to give you that free. It's a $119 value. You're getting an hour on us so that you can just let us come alongside you and let us build your online presence for you. We want to be where your go-to stop for your digital brand. This is Glenda Ward. She's a realtor. She owns Lake Erie.Real Estate. I check it out if you want to see an example. Lake Erie.Real Estate is, she says, I'm thrilled with the design, affordability, and outcomes of the websites. Heath, I see Get.Realtor is where you can go claim that free domain and check out the free website that is available as well.
Yeah, so Heath, if you want to see the free website, scan that QR code, get a demo. We'll show you the free one and we'll show you all the good stuff with the other one. We can get you set up with either of those. Folks, we actually have EJ. He's one of their best sort of reps that they have. And this is something they did exclusively for RE Technology. He has blocked his calendar for the next 3 days just to meet with you guys. So if you want to meet with him, he'll actually build all of this for you, right? It's free. They're waiving that charge for you. And they're giving you a month free to try the entire thing and see if you like it, if it works for you. So really start with that. If you're not happy for whatever reason, you could always go down to that free version, but you're going to love it. And folks, I actually want to show you.
I was just gonna say, can you just show an example of
Yeah,
what
let's
like real
actually
fast? Give a little.
show you exactly what we've got here. Give me one sec. All right.
And I'm not even gonna hide. He's asking like, what's it cost after the first month? It's $99 a month or $999 a year. So it's really, we're really trying to say, we're gonna give you the best price point in the industry for what we're gonna offer you, and we're really happy. This is Sarah Gibbons.Realtor. She took one of our templates. So when you have a premium or a premium plus website with us, you have access to every single widget. You have all free customization capabilities. You have AudioEye and ADA platform built in. You have a beautiful multi-page website, but you can do anything with it. Sarah went in and made it her own. She really utilized the great benefits we have available with the IDX, and she customized colors, And this just really pops, right? And so this is what we have found since we've kind of gotten into this website business. We are seeing agents across the country say, oh my gosh, that is so much better than my current website and it's so much cheaper than I'm currently paying.
Yeah.
That's the goal. That's what we want to be able to offer. This is Carl Horton, Realtor. He was visiting us with at RLM. He came by the booth, and by the time he left the booth, this was his website. And so he is just thriving. He absolutely loves it. Couldn't be more thrilled. And again, if you don't want to customize it, we're going to do it for you free. So we don't want you to have a cookie cutter. That we want to really get in there and optimize these websites for top search results, connect you to your Google business, do all of the work for you.
Yeah, and folks, they'll do the meta keywords for you in the back end. You have full listing integration. They can see all the listings on the MLS, so your featured listings, you can create those listing lead gen posts from here. They've
Can you
got
go,
lead capture built in
can
all
you go
throughout.
ahead and click on one of the listings?
Yeah.
We
Take a
just
look.
had a question of, well, if you click on the listing, where does it go? Right to you, right?
All
So
your
they can save as a favorite. You can print flyers. It has a
the
lead
best way.
gen built in that they'll nurture for you. Here are all, I love that I'm pointing at the screen, like you can see me pointing at my screen. It's a habit, but you can share this listing on all of your social media platforms by clicking a button. So now you're providing content to your people without being annoying, but giving them good stuff. And when they click that link on social, it's coming back to you. When they're ready to look at it, they're going to hit that get in touch and they're going to go ahead. You can have click to text if you don't want people filling out a form or they don't want to call anymore. You can have text. You can have a pop-up on this page that says interested in this property. Let's check it out. There are so many capabilities you have. You can have, if someone's in a certain area and they're on your website, you can have a pop-up. So many great ways to capture the lead.
Yeah, and folks, you can have testimonials, you can have all kinds of great stuff. Everything that we covered here today can be done on this platform. Every single thing that we talked about, you can do here for less than $100 a month. Most websites to have MLS integration start at a minimum of $150 if you're lucky, right? So incredible opportunity, folks. This one's really great with comma. And there's another great piece here is there's a built-in blog for you to create your own content. And Kama's in here. She's doing exactly what we showed you. She's creating content. She's sharing it here. And then what she's doing is it all has lead capture. It's creating activity, but she takes it and she shares it over to her social media. And so just to give you an example of what that looks like, when you share the content from your website, it's not just a regular Facebook or LinkedIn post anymore. Now it's one of those lead gen posts that we talked about. So give me 1 second here to get this loaded up. Come on. So when I'm clicking on Kama's content, it's taking me back over to her website. It's so important, so much more effective. Just for example here, I click on this, I'm back on her website with lead capture into her CRM. Does that make sense, guys? Right? We're creating that gated experience where your clients are going directly to you and only to you. So everything that we talked about here today, I see a bunch of comments in the chat. Yes, clients can search for MLS, all that kind of good stuff. And with that, let's go back over to the slides and let's take them home here, Elizabeth. So
Yeah, so go ahead. Like we said, this offer is available just for the next 3 days, all the way through Monday. So great holiday weekend, President's Day deal. But and I think we can even do Tuesday on EJ's calendar if we need it, just to really make sure he has enough slots available for all of you. But go ahead, EJ, again, he's our pro, he's the best of the best. He is not going to make it complicated. He's going to show you exactly how fast and easy and simple it is, explain the benefit, explain the amazing offer you have as an RE Tech viewer, and get that scheduled. So if you want to see here, this is like what the back end looks like. This is how easy it is to drag and drop images, pop-ups, things like that, create blogs. So it's not intimidating, it's not overwhelming, but again, you don't even have to do it because we're giving you a free setup service. So we're going to get in there and do it for you. And then if you have questions on like, well, this is what I really want to do, we're going to teach you that live during your hour so that you feel empowered to make sure you have an active website that is getting you leads. I mean, if you could have all the leads and sales from this, what an easy, quick investment to make.
So guys, I do see some people in the chat box there. They're saying schedule. Michael's asking for some information, folks. Like we said, EJ has cleared his calendar for the next 3 days just to meet with those of you here today. This offer is good for those 3 days. So you're going to get that whole setup fee waived. He's going to build the whole thing for you if you get one of those spots in the next 3 days. So Take advantage of it. Type schedule me in that chat. Type demo. I see a bunch of you typing it in. I love it. Type that in. Let us book you one of those exclusive spots. You get this entire thing built for you, set up, done for you for free, folks. Absolutely no risk. I see a bunch of you typing it in. I love it.
Tom, will you put the QR code up?
Yep. So they could just type schedule me, type demo if they'd like, but if
Oh
you want
yeah.
taking them through here, and we'll get them scheduled. But yeah, we can put that back up as well. But
Yeah,
there are
and
a
then
few
these
other
were
things.
just kind of some back ends, like we connecting to Google Business again. When Kama connected her website to Google Business, I made her Zoom me because I'm like, well, is it hard? Again, I'm always like, is it hard? Do I really want to do it? And we did it in 2 minutes. You just can hit connect to Google Business and you type in your Google password, and now your website is connected. Your ecosystem is stronger. Now everything's going to connect, get you found faster, get you found at the top of results, and circle everything back to you.
Yeah, and guys, that link, Nina just put it back in the chat. You can go and schedule a spot, right? While they've got them available, take advantage of this. Again, this is the first time they've offered it. It's exclusive to RE Technology readers. Go take advantage of it. It's no risk. At the very least, you're going to get all of your stuff set up, built beautifully. It's an awesome opportunity for you. So go and check it out. First month is free, for less than $100 after that. I mean, you can't beat it. But yeah, like Elizabeth was saying, super easy to link your Google business page, keep those up to date, add your testimonials. Quite nice example of how easy it is to manage that Google business page. And then you've got a database in the back end where you can see all of your leads, your traffic, what your leads are looking at, the automated listing updates, all that kind of good stuff, all in one platform, branded to you, portable, goes with you wherever you go for less than $100. So Rosara, if you want, there's a link right up above for you to schedule. You can click on that one. You can grab an appointment, or we can reach out to you as well. But again, guys, this is a quick overview of everything that's included, everything we talked about here today. One system, one password, one platform for you. So anything else, Elizabeth?
No, and again, I just want to say, really, we wanted to show you today an educational piece of how we can help you get more leads and how you can use your website, your current website you have, or our websites, whatever you need to truly come alongside you in your business and take it to the next level. If you need a go-to shop for your digital brand, if you need, it's been so much fun over the past couple of years being able to say that NAR now offers these benefits to you, and that we're really trying to help you in the best way we can. And we're really trying to do the work. And I can say blood, sweat, and tears, all of the above I've done into all of these for you. So it's worth it. So this webinar exclusive, we just absolutely love Tom and RE Technology. And we're like, help us out. We need to find more ways to let real estate agents, NAR members know about these exclusive benefits available to them. Help us. And so they really came alongside it, and we're like, well, we love you now. We've got to do something special for your viewers and those who love RE Technology. So not only are we saying try a month free on us, but we're saying don't even lift a finger. Let us schedule, or let us get your website customized for you. So it's a really great value. We really want you to be able to get in there for free, try it out, see it work for you, and then decide which level, which package, which domain name, all are really going to truly benefit your business. So we are so grateful that you were here. We really hope you got something good and some good content out of it. If you've got questions, I know we're over. We probably have like 2 more minutes max, but feel free to throw anything in there. Again, Tom will be sending this recording to everyone who registered. If you're just watching and you're not live, thank you so much. If you are live and you hung in there, oh my gosh, we love you. You're amazing. Share it with your friends. Let everyone know. Help us increase the awareness that this benefit exists and that it's out there for you.
Yeah, guys, like we said, great opportunity. If you know you're struggling, you know you need to step up your social media, your website, your digital presence, or maybe your business is stagnant right now and you're not generating business. What better way to change that, right? To plot a new trajectory, get it done for you, be up and running before next week potentially, and hit the ground running and start really creating consistency, top of mind, branding yourself as an expert. Folks, everything we talked about here today, it's less than $99 a month, and it is absolutely zero risk for all of you to try it, build it, start it. You have nothing to lose. So we hope you're excited. We're excited that you could join us. Elizabeth, it is always a pleasure.
You too.
And great to see you. And folks, if you have any other questions you want to throw in there, please feel free, throw those in. Elizabeth, if you would like to stay for another few more minutes, I think Jason can keep this going, but I do need to jump.
I do too. I think we've answered everyone, and was in there replying. So I guess my biggest thing is if someone asks a question, or if I take the time to ask a question, Jay Rex, I do see this. I'm copying it right now, so we will make sure to get a call over to you or the link emailed to you so that you can absolutely get scheduled. Thank you guys so much for being here today. We appreciate you more than you know. We're so stoked. And if you get one of these websites and you like it, send it to us. Let us see what you do with it or what you pick and how it's working. We're always striving to truly come alongside you and help you grow in your business. So thank you so much. And yeah, have a great day.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.